What's going on? This is and we're talking about how to start a producer or beat making career with no money or for free or doing backflips, whatever, right? You might have seen a version of this before. However, the amount of backlash that I got for things like watermarks, I decided to make an update of this video and do it over for everyone and anyone who's looking for ways to get started in selling beats, making beats, and monetizing your production career with no overhead cost. The first thing is to be able to make the beats, and that we would go to BandLab for this. You'd make an account, right? And they have this feature here, and you're able to record, you're able to loop, you're able to create MIDI, you're able to make a beat in here. And this works for all devices: Android, Mac, iPhones, Windows, right, in the browser. So internet or not, as long as you can get access to it, you're able to use it, right? The next option would be GarageBand, and this is a Mac application, but it's available both desktop and for iPads and iPhones. Bubbles, what you talking? Bubbles, I hear you talking. My cat's talking. One of my cats. I got many. And then you have the option to use the trial version of FL Studio, and you can't save, but you are able to export. So whatever you create, you will or should be able to use, right? And that is a way to get started. There are also some other applications, and maybe we'll make a video about that in the future. Different applications to get started making beats for free or something like that, right? Next, you want to have a Bandcamp. This is good because you can sell beat tapes, you can sell beat albums, you can sell your beats from here if you really want to. But more importantly, you're able to collect emails. You can also sell merch from here, but you want to be able to collect your emails when you give music away or sell it. And this offers that opportunity, and then the ability to send newsletters out as well. Following that, SoundClick. Yeah, I know, but unlimited uploads. And at some point, I think they took that away, or I think it was like you could only sell 10 beats, but then they brought it back. Thanks, I guess, right? But you can upload as much as you want, similar to Bandcamp. You'll have a profile that you can create. You're able to create albums, to create your own playlist. You get an embedded player along with having this profile, right? And then you're able to collect emails from this profile when people download. But something I think that's overlooked or probably not utilized is this blog feature. And the reason I say that is that it's not something that's some kind of big SEO compliant. It's not something that you're going to get found with in search on Google. However, you're able to use it to bring people to you, to bring people to your message, to bring people to your material, and cut noise out. So you're able to promote your music here a little bit more effectively with more filters, getting things out. You're able to utilize this in other ways, reposting the content on your other social medias to show that you're active, and again to bring people to where you are rather than you trying to make posts to fight through an algorithm. once they're here, once you collect that information, you're able to do more with that, right? So this is a recommendation, at least at first, to make upload art. We can use this Google Photos. It does the job. There's editing abilities in there. You can download it on your phone. This should work on Android and iOS models, right? So it gets the job done. You don't need anything fancy. You're not looking at whatever you need from any fancy editor you can get from this, and pump out simple, effective materials for either upload art or some kind of promo material, whatever it is. You can get it done with this. Same goes for the built-in photo editor on the iPhone device. Android has one, but the Google one's a little bit better for Android, if we're just going to say what it is. And then you have this option for Microsoft if you want the desktop or want something in the browser. This is their designer. It's called Designer. It is free. Okay. Apple has Preview, and it also is available on devices as well. So you have two options, really, right? And then if you're looking for something a little more advanced, you can use Photopea, whatever, right? This is the option, and this gives you a little more control of things, actually a lot more control of things. So if you're used to editing in like an Adobe or something like that, this should accommodate you a lot better. I use something called Pixlr. It really works the same way. Yeah, they're not gonna give me no let's see what we got here. No, they're not gonna give me, but you can see, me editing and stuff and whatnot, right? Cover arts and such. So this works. Not open image, create new, right? So this works similar to other photo editors, right? If you need something a little simplified, there's always the Canva, right? They come with templates. So in my case, I use Pixelad, which is similar to Canva. It's just a little kind of janky, but no video features or anything like that, right? But the reason I use this is because they have mock-ups. So say you're not on DistroKid, and you know how they'll send out these little mock-ups for you to use to advertise. You can make these here. I mean, there's other platforms that have it, but you can make these here. They also have decent amount of template designs. So if we go to Spotify, you can see that they have some cover art, upload art templates. But we can also just go to music. Just click it, and you can see that they'll have, we're going to type in music, and you can see that you get all kinds of various upload art, promo art. So I use this instead. It's just an option. Nothing is right or wrong. It's whatever gets it done. Then for videos, for Microsoft, Clipchamp, again, free online, or I believe you can download it as well. No watermarks. Okay, no watermarks. What was that? Who does that? No watermarks. None of that finger stuff either. None of that. That sounds good. We're moving on. And for your Mac users like me, iMovie, available on your system, or for our iPhones and iPads. This should be fine to get the job done. And then there is one on Android. It's not that great. However, you can overlay and make sync type text, but I would probably just recommend this instead. And then if you want something a little more advanced and have a desktop, there is this open source OG software, shortcutapp.com, or I believe there's shortcutapp.org as well. And this is a pretty detailed editor for no cost, right? So this is one to look in as well. Then finally, you want to make sure that you have a way to collect emails. I say MailChimp because you can also make a landing page with this and simplify your life if you want to not have to also worry about having a link in bio. You can use the landing page feature as a link in bio where you're showcasing different information, right? For example, doesn't matter, we'll do that another time, but you're able to utilize that link to collect emails or use it as some kind of link in bio type of web page. So from collecting emails, you're able to then start your newsletter using a Bandcamp, right? You're able to drive people to these other places that you're releasing. So it's important to get that. Next thing you want to have or look into is Producer Fury. The reason is because this is a dope tool for finding artists, collecting emails. It's as simple as this, right? And I talked to this guy. He's constantly working on it. This thing is going to get way better. I recommend getting on it now before it's going to possibly cost a lot more in the future. And we'll say you're looking for artists like Outkast, and you want them at a certain amount of followers or listeners, right? And this is in order to gauge the kind of artist you're reaching out to, right? Depending on how big or how small it matters to you, right? So we can see that they have X amount here, X amount there, right? Sounds like a good fit. We'll say find email. Found the email, right? We'll say dot the genius, right? Sounds good, right? No email found, right? So we can add this man to our email while we reach out to this one, right? And we heard the music here, right? So we get a chance to hear the music, and then we get a chance to send a message about the music we heard. Be genuine, we'll go over using this in another video, but the point is be genuine, you know what I'm saying? And you should, this is a good way to reach out and start networking and building with artists. Another thing that I would recommend is to have Spreadshop. The reason this is good is because you're able to have your own storefront for your merch, right? So you can use a Redbubble, you can use a Teespring, you can use a Cafe Latte, right? But they always, even if you're using the embed code, they're always bringing people back to their platform. Whereas Spreadshop allows you to have your own storefront and keep your audience connected to your merchandise and your brand, not competing with other people's random merchandise, right? So that's the next thing, or another thing that I would say to have. Following that is you want to be using the Facebook business suite, the meta business suite, because one, you're able, and two, to answer all your comments and your messages at the same time, right? You get your analytics all in one place, and you can manage your page if you have one, but also your Instagram. And it's easy here to handle all of this. You also are able to schedule out your content, right? And this is important. You should always be scheduling out your content. And you're able to do that from here. You're able to edit the content that's been posted if you need to. So take advantage of this. And another important or great feature is that they have what's called the commerce feature, where you essentially can take the shop that you made here and hook it up to your social media, right? So you can see that I have the shirt here. Now they're changing some things, so we'll go over that in a video soon, because I'll have to reset up the shops and everything to the new compliances and whatnot. But you're able to take care of that from here. And another thing with Spread Shop is that you can use their other feature called Spread Connect to do the same thing with a TikTok account if you have a TikTok account. So you can hook up a shop to, I don't think they show it on the browser, but if you have a TikTok, you're able to hook up your shirt shop there directly as well, right? So these are the reasons I use these things. You can also, once you get enough followers, hook it up to your YouTube. So that's why I would say that you want to have at least these two platforms, so that you'll have the ability to market your merchandise directly from your social media, tagging it, leaving direct links to it, not simply relying on the link in bio features, but using the entire platform in order to market the merchandise you've made. How redundant of me, right? So the final thing would be just uploading to these platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and working on various means and methods to monetize them moving forward as you create throughout this process, right? Because all of this stuff here is material to be put on here, not just the beats that you've made, but this whole process has become your journey and your way to make money from that journey, right? So I hope that was helpful. I hope that information was useful. If you want to try any of the things that I use, the links are below. If you need any materials or are looking for some materials to help you along the way, links for those are also below. Leave in the comments any of the applications you're using, any of the software that you found useful in the past that have helped you when you didn't have the materials available or didn't have the means to pay for subscriptions across several different platforms. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Stay creative.